Australian Racing Year, a summary of the Group 1 races and the events that made news during the 1982-83 season, presented by Australia's #1 racing commentator, Phil Collins.
Australian racing is becoming increasingly significant from an international viewpoint, as demonstrated by the interest shown in our racing and breeding industries by the likes of Robert Sangster and his partners. In 1982-83, more than 33,000 thoroughbreds contested over 24,000 races for total stakes in excess of $65 million. Of these 24,000 races, only 55 are designated Group 1 for the purposes of international cataloguing. These are the races we'll be examining. The 55 Group 1 races include the main races at principal racing carnivals around the country, the Melbourne and Caulfield Cups, the 3-year-old classics, the major weight for age races and chief autumn 2-year-old contests. In total, these races are worth $6.5 million. The Australian racing year begins on August the 1st, and from the outset all the racing is geared toward the rich Melbourne Spring Carnival, where $5 million in stake money is available. Naturally, Australia's greatest race, the Melbourne Cup, is the year's highlight, and many of the spring weight for age races are important lead-up events for proven and aspiring stayers. The first weight for age race of real significance is the Group 1 Underwood Stakes of about 2,000 metres at Caulfield on September 23. This year it featured a clash of Australia's Horse of the Year, Rose of Kingston, and the best galloper in New Zealand, the relentless Prince Majestic. But as often happens in weight for age racing, jockeys' tactics are just about as important as the horse's ability.
Fearless Pride had moved up quickly on the outside to take the lead, passing the 600. Fearless Pride in front by a length in advance now from Birchwood, starting to lose ground. Just a dash coming at them. Rose of Kingston's there also, about 2 lengths further back in the field. L.A. Bajou, Worry Symbol. They're followed by Prince Majestic, well back El Lorena, Isle of Man, followed by Nasman and Silver Bounty is last as they straighten up with about 350 metres left to go, and Fearless Pride is the leader. Rose of Kingston is down the outside, further out to Just a Dash, followed by Worry Symbol, L.A. Bajou. Fearless Pride being tackled by Rose of Kingston on the outside, and the Bonnie mare, Rose of Kingston, put ahead in front of Fearless Pride, who's battling on very well. Fearless Pride on the inside is finding plenty. Fearless Pride doing the better in the run home. Fearless Pride by a long neck to Rose of Kingston. Prince Majestic came home strongly preferred.
Fearless Pride is a superb individual by Without Fear, whose progeny has earned over $3 million from Pride of Killarney, an imported Levmos mare. He was bred in South Australia by Dr. Rex Lipman and is owned by Mr. Keith Gregory. Brent Thompson was the winning rider.
Ready? They're off now. And a painted version the first.
The spring racing in Sydney and Melbourne features a series of important races for the specialist sprinter milers. The first of these is the Marlboro Cup, run at Caulfield the same day as the Underwood Stakes, and this year worth $104,500. The favourite was Robert Sangster's brilliant but unpredictable sprinter Galleon, but Magari's colourful owner Nick Collum was very confident of success.
Marlboro Cup was unreal because it was the first of his Group 1 wins. We were all there, we were all very nervous. We sat in the stand there and we'd invited everybody that we knew. You know, if anyone stopped in the street, we'd say, come and have a look at the Marlboro Cup with us. Oh, it was just unbelievable. We sat there and it happened. I don't think we actually believed that it had happened, but we thought he would win.
Coming into the picture, A length and a half, Papal Bull on the outside of Avatar, getting closer behind them now. Rani Saab, Sweet and Fast, Captain Fluent Oriental Ruler. They're packing up on the home turn, 450 metres left to go, and Painted Version moved up on the outside to tackle Torbecker. A length and a half to Gellin, eased off the fence and starting to come home well with Quabo as they straighten up. Painted Version's taken a slight lead on Torbecker. Gellion is coming home well down the centre of the track, and just behind it came Pure of Heart, and they're followed by Magari joining in. 150 metres left to go, and Magari on the outside has moved up to take the lead from Pure of Heart on the fence, getting closer. Gellion has beaten Magari's in front, close to home. Pure of Heart trying hard, but Magari too good. Magari by a long neck to Pure of Heart, getting close as run third.
A magnificent race and a fitting result, with the first 4 horses across the line being Group 1 winners. Magari is by Maybe Lad, the sire of the former Horse of the Year, Maybe Mahal, from a mare by twice Australian champion sire Showdown. The winning ride of Robert Heffernan was a feature of this sprint.